Okay, Dreamer please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have two new heroes. We're gonna check their skill sets out later, but first we're gonna check out the update notice. We actually have more hero remakes than I thought. Okay, but these three were expected. These two didn't expect them. Okay, and we have a new L+ pet, of course. Okay. Okay, so Wolyeong and Kagura, and we have Jave pet. So he's a very strong pet for tank comms, okay, because he decreases crit damage received by a huge amount, also increases defense and revives. He's a new revival pet, okay, and the thing about his revive is that he not only revives, he also gives your allies a shield and also status effect immunity, okay, which means during the period where they are revived, they are pretty much, untouchable in that sense, okay. And then not only that, his active 1 allows your allies to be immune and also cleanses, and his active 2 is going to allow your allies to be immune to ultimate skill gauge decrease for 20 seconds. This is a straight slap on Ming's face, okay, because Ming literally got the remake this update, and as you know, her remake allows her to continuously reduce ultimate skill gauge. And this also cuts lethargy accessories, which is very commonly used in higher tier, right, against Javes. So this is obviously gonna help Jave a lot. So yeah, this is a great pet for tank comms. Okay, you can of course pair Ming with this as well. Next up, we have Aquila's EE. So depending on the position of where she's put at, okay, if she's on the front line, she'll increase block efficiency. If she's at the back, she will decrease debuff duration for herself. And I'm not sure if other EEs give ignore defense resistance, but this is definitely one of them, which is, I think not too many EEs do give ignore defense resistance, so it's good to build this. Then we have the remakes, which I have covered before for Ming. Okay, for her ultimate skill, she becomes unstoppable. She also has a 60% chance to inflict charm, and she heals herself, making her even more unstoppable. For her skill 1, she deals AoE damage, knocks down, no longer defense ignoring. However, she also increases her status effect resistance and casts an unremovable shield on herself. This greatly increases her bulk for sure. Okay. And then her skill 2, she decreases attack of the target, which is an AoE skill, so attack down is going to be a huge thing. Especially, many people use her in the tank comp, so obviously this is going to increase the overall bulk of the tank comp even more, okay, making them even more cancerous. Next up, we have skill 3, or maybe skill 1. Basically, it has 100% chance to decrease ultimate skill gauge, and attacks range heroes first. So this is a newly added priority, which means Rin is going to be heavily affected, or Yuris as well, and maybe Orlis if you're using them. For her passive, it becomes every 2 attacks, okay, down from every 2 basic attacks. So it's more efficient in that case, but with her EE, this becomes every attack, and she also has a range effect whereby the ultimate skill gauge decrease is extended too. So it's basically a lethargy, but in range form. For Shane, for her active skill, she gets the same effect as her EE, okay, which increases her own crit rate. And for her passive, she applies an unremovable attack boost and ignore defense efficiency boost increase every 3 attacks. So this is gonna make her damage output a lot higher for sure. And for her EE, stealth becomes untargetable, which is the same thing as what Rin has, okay, making her even harder to kill, and she's gonna do a lot more damage output. So I think depending on where you use her and Ming, it's gonna change things up quite a bit. Ming is definitely great on the tank comp. I'm not too sure about the burst comp. I don't think she's gonna be suited for that. Okay, but maybe Shane, you can still use her in you know, it's kind of like semi tank, semi burst. Yeah, I think that will still work out well. Usually people use Shane at the back in the tank comp, right, in tactical formation. So with her change now, I think she's going to be even better for that. And of course we have a new comeback, and that is Rudy. Okay, with this remake he's going to definitely make a comeback because he's hardly ever used at all in PvP right now. Even Rudy, legendary Rudy, is used more than him. Yep, so for his ultimate skill he becomes invincible, which is something he definitely didn't have. Okay, he also casts links on all allies, which is the same thing. He also casts an unremovable shield on all allies, go to a huge percentage of his defense. So this is a huge boost to his ultimate skill, and basically could allow your entire team to not die. Okay, and because I mean you have links and you have a huge shield that cannot be removed. So this is quite major, honestly. And imagine him on a tank team, you basically cannot kill them if you are a weaker burst comp. Yeah. So first skill, he does more damage, okay, increased damage multiplier, and he decreases target's attack speed. And this is a range skill, so the whole enemy, you know, all the enemies in that range are going to be even slower. Not a good thing for tank comps, not a good thing for burst comps as well. Okay, second skill, increased damage multiplier as well, and increases his own status effect resistance. Gonna allow him to be more useful for sure. And for his passive, he increases his own status effect resistance every 10 hits. And in PvP field, the duration of debuffs is decreased by an additional 25%. So yeah, he's gonna make tank comps very strong. So look out. Okay, and not only that, if you pair him out with the Evans necklace, it's gonna make him even better in that case. Rin, not a big change, but instead of dealing additional damage to blinded targets, she straight up gets a defense ignoring effect added, and also increased damage multiplier, which means her ultimate skill is going to hit even harder if it lands. Okay, Aquila, also not a big change. Basically she shares her damage immunity and its attack speed boost to the highest attacker. Yeah, skill activation condition removed. Yeah, so not a big change. I'm not too sure where she will fare with this. We'll see. And for Wolyeong, there's two new costumes. They are only 1000 rubies, and I think that will be a great pick for her. Okay, and yeah, okay, so remember in my formation video I mentioned about something about adding substats to your formation, and this is something we are getting today, whereby you can use universal books to craft for legendary these modification strategy books, and then you can add substats to your existing formations, which have to be at level 12, okay, at any position at all. And of course these substats will include all these things. Attack speed is going to be extremely important for your PvP, I believe. Okay, so definitely prioritize your PvP formation first, whatever you're using, whatever team you are having. Okay, and try to get substats catered for that. And I think attack speed is definitely a top pick. Okay, for substats wise, maybe not for the front line, but maybe for the damage dealers. Yeah, so depending on what you are running, maybe for a burst comp, I think all three having additional attack speed is going to be even better. Or you could even have defense ignoring efficiency to allow yourself to do more damage. Okay, I think the rest are just decent. Okay, but for tank comps, you definitely want more, maybe block rate, defense, you know, this kind of defensive oriented substats in order to allow yourself all status effect resistance is also very good. And if you are running a death comp with accuracy 2 formation, then I think this is definitely something you want to go for. Okay, so yeah, it really depends on the formation and team that you're using to pick the right substat, and this involves re-rolling. Okay, take note that there is a range involved, so it doesn't mean that you're straight up gonna get the best substat available. We're also gonna get products added to the shop so that we can buy these books more easily, so that's good. We also have a new maze, which I'll be doing on stream later. Of course, stage 5 is the most important once again. Then we also have, okay, Guild War starting in 3 days. Orly is added to the tickets. Basically nothing much, so let's check out Wolyeong's skill set. Wolyeong is primarily used in the PvP because of her skill set. She's gonna inflict death, which is definitely a PvP thing. Okay, for her ultimate skill, she becomes unstoppable, applies a counter. This is similar to Jave. She also taunts 3 times for 9 seconds, so there's a very high chance to taunt all enemies within that very big range, as you can see. And she has a chance to apply death 1 time. Now, I'm not too sure if this death is gonna be applied in this 9 seconds, because this sounds like a damage over time, a skill over time kind of effect. Yeah, so if that's the case, it's very crazy. But if it's just a one-time application of 40%, it could be good. Okay, because after all, she does decrease instant death resistance on her skill 2, and also decrease the enemy's damage dealt, making it even harder for them to kill you in that case. Of course, I think that with Wolyeong, if you really want her to be good, you need to build her out. Okay, since she is a tank, she has to be able to survive. And for skill 1, she does teleport to the target, deals AoE damage, and also has a chance to taunt. She attacks ranged heroes first, which means Rin is going to be affected again. For her skill 3, she increases block rate of all allies, casts a shield on herself, and increases her own status effect resistance. When blocking, okay, for her passive, she increases defense of herself. So some people will use her with full block, some with 3 block 2 defense, some with 3 defense 2 block, okay, depending on what you have. I think there are few Korean players that go with the mixed setup. That's also possible. Okay, you don't have to go full block on her, but of course, if you do go full block on her, that could be very, very good for her in terms of activating her passive. Okay, so moving on, we have Kagura, Orochi Kagura, also a PvP unit. She is free. Okay, I think I forgot to mention later, back then. She is free, obtained through an event, so you don't have to worry about pulling her. She is free. Attack Codex, okay? For her ultimate skill, she deals defense ignoring damage to AoE damage, 100% chance to poison all targets, and additional damage to every poison stack on the PvP field. Okay, and then skill 1, she teleports to the target, attacks tank heroes first. Okay, also able to poison and deal additional poison damage for every poison stack. Same thing for skill 2, okay, except without the teleport, deals AoE damage, poisons, and deals additional damage for every poison stack. For her skill 3, AoE damage, she heals herself and also deals additional damage for every poison stack. Okay, for her passive, when her HP drops below 50, she applies Fanatical on herself and increases her attack. Cannot be removed and removes all debuffs on herself. So Fanatical is basically this hysterical mode, berserk mode if you want to put it that way. Okay, for 20 seconds. Just for 20 seconds. And when this happens, basically she gets additional effects on all her skills. Okay, skill 3, she gains a shield. Skill 2, she has 60% chance to knock down. Skill 1, she deals additional damage for every poison stack, becomes even stronger. Okay, so I'm not too sure how she will fare, because in the Korean meta she wasn't there for too long, right? So I'm not too sure if she's going to be really effective in PvP and how effective she'll be. Maybe not in the top tier, but maybe in the bottom tier it's still possible. You could run her with Bai Jiao to extend the duration of the poison stacks. That could be one fun team you could try. Yeah, and basically that's about it. Yeah, acquired through a special event. Okay, so let me know what you guys think of this update. It's Nothing too big, but still pretty game changing in terms of all the changes that they're doing, right? Okay, so let me know what you guys think, and big shout out to my channel members Jeremy, Chilling, Gonzalo, Jude, Nick, Yamaki, Kevin, Harlan, and Zon for the support. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much, and see you!